Hi, and thank you so much for joining me today for this gentle stretching routine. This is the perfect routine for when you don't have a lot of time because it's going to be 10 minutes and we're not doing anything extravagant. We're going to stretch, hold each stretch for 30 seconds. So, as always, make sure to listen to your body and do what works best for you. And let's get started. All right, so we're going to start in a seated position. You can extend one leg, keep your foot against your thigh like this. You can point your toes up to the sky, and then we're just going to lean towards that leg. So if you want, you can try to touch your toes, you can try to touch your ankle, your knee, whatever feels good for you, as long as you feel that stretch in the back of your thigh. So we're going to stay here for about 30 seconds. You might see some cats walking around. Perfect. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to extend the opposite leg, bring that other foot against your thigh, and we're going to reach for either the toes, ankle, knee, whatever works best for you. The toes are pointed up towards the sky. You might have one side that is less flexible than the other. That's normal. This side is definitely less flexible for me. All right, perfect. So we're gonna bring that leg in. We're gonna bring both feet together. Hi, Gizmo. You're going to bring both knees, or aim for your knees to reach for the floor. If they don't reach like mine, that's okay. We're just aiming for it. Right, Gizmo? I have 3 cats and a dog, so and they're wondering what I'm doing on the floor, so that's why they're hanging out here. And now we're going to go lay down on our back. I'm going to have to move you a little bit, Gizmo. I'm sorry. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do a glute stretch. So you're going to lay on your back, and you are going to bring one foot beneath your opposite knee, and then you're going to lift your leg off the floor and pull both legs towards you. So you should feel that stretch in your glute right here. We're going to hold for a few seconds. Ideally, you wouldn't be wearing a clip like me, so it wouldn't hurt when you're putting your head on the mat. Few more seconds. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to bring that opposite foot on the opposite thigh below the knee. We're going to point the toes towards the sky, and we're going to pull both legs towards us. We're going to feel the stretch in our opposite glutes, so our opposite butt muscle. All right, so we are going to release. Next stretch we're going to do is a quad stretch. We're going to do it on our side. So we're going to roll on our side. You can use your arm as a pillow if you want and kind of lay like this, or you can use your arm for support like this, whatever works. Then you're going to grab your quad, you're going to pull back, bring your hips forward, and you should feel the stretch right here in the front of your thigh. If you ever feel like you can deepen the stretch, then feel free on an exhale to kind of pull a tiny bit more, but you don't want to feel any pain at all. Awesome. So we're going to switch sides. You can kind of roll around. I'm just going to switch like this so that you can see me. So you want to grab your foot, pull back, your leg, but then bring your hips forward. Again, you can use your arm as a pillow if you want. We're going to do the other half of this routine standing up after this stretch. If you just wanted to sit down today, you can leave it as it is now. Close the video and release. All right, so I brought my camera up a little bit so that you can see all of me. So we're gonna do a calf stretch. So you're going to place you're gonna lift up your foot so that your toes point up to the sky, and then you're going to place your foot against a surface, and then you're gonna lean towards that surface. And when you do that, you should feel a stretch right here in your calf. So we're gonna stay here for a few seconds. I have my face right in my books so I can admire them while I do this stretch. All right, we're gonna switch sides. So again, you wanna bring your toes up to the sky, lean them against a wall or bookshelf, and then you're gonna lean forward until you feel that stretch in your calf. Just a few more seconds. So we're going to release, and next we're going to do a chest stretch. You're going to place your hand so that your shoulder and arm are aligned like this. Okay, and then when you do that, you're going to turn away from your arm. So when you do that, you should feel a stretch right here in your chest. And again, we're going to stay here for a few seconds. You can breathe through it. And we're gonna switch sides so you can release. We're gonna grab our other arm aligned with our shoulder. And again, we're gonna rotate so that we are rotating away from our arm to feel that stretch in our chest. Just a few more seconds. Perfect, so you can release gently. Awesome. So next stretch we're going to do is a forward fold with a side stretch. So in order to do that, I always like to take a big inhale, arms come up. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to fold forward. So here I already feel quite a stretch in my hamstrings, so the back of my thighs. So if it's intense and you want to just stay here, you can. You can actually place your hands on your knees and kind of stay like this with a flat back. Or you can go a little bit deeper like this. And if you want, you can bring both hands to one side of your calf like this. So when you do this, you're getting that stretch right on the side there, the opposite side. If you need to, you can kind of shift your hip until you deepen the stretch. And we're gonna place our hands on the other calf. And same thing, you can shift your hip a little bit to deepen the stretch. All right, we're gonna walk our hands back to center. We're gonna slowly come up into our standing position. And now we're going to do a tricep stretch. So we're gonna stretch the back of the arm here. So you can bring your arm back like this, and then you can use your opposite hand to pull overhead. So I'm not quite sure if you can see me properly, so I'm going to go on my knees for this. If pulling on your elbow from overhead is too uncomfortable for you, you can push from the front here. Awesome, we're gonna switch sides, so other elbow back, and we're gonna pull back or push, whichever way is more comfortable for you. Few more seconds. All right, we're gonna release. Awesome. Now we're going to open up our arms like this. Perfect. And then we're going to bring your thumbs down like you're booing me right now. You should feel that stretch right in the bicep. You might also feel it in your chest a little bit. Just a few more seconds. And then we have one more stretch after this. And then that's it. All right, you can release. Awesome job. So I'm going to stand back up for the next one and the last stretching. So we're going to stretch the inner thigh here. So you're going to stand up tall. You're going to place one foot to the side. And when you do that, after, you're going to shift your hip in the opposite side and sink down until you feel that stretch right here in the inner thigh. So if you're extending your right side, then you're going to sit back into the left side. All right, we're gonna switch sides. So I usually just shift my hips to the opposite side and extend the other leg. Again, you wanna kind of lean down and push your hips back until you feel that stretch right here in the inner thigh. If you need to, you can always hold support, something to keep you steady. And awesome. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you for our next either stretching class or workout class. Thank you. Bye.